Good morning students, welcome back again in my channel. So today we are going to learn something new. Okay, and the topic you can see that is medicinal use of microorganism. Okay students, before going to this topic we will be recalling what we have studied in the last class. Okay, so in the last class we talked about different microorganisms. Okay, which were they? Let me show you. So the first one was bacteria, and bacteria was causing what? Typhoid, tuberculosis. And then we talked about protozoa, which was causing dysentery and malaria. Then we talked about algae, then fungi, and fungi was also causing ringworms or athlete's feet. Okay. Then we talked about viruses also. In viruses also, it was causing cold, flu, chickenpox, and polio. Okay, students. And then after that we talked about commercial use of this microorganisms, in which we saw that the dough was benefited by which thing? Yeast, like lactobacillus. We use curd. Okay, for making curd also we use lactobacillus yeast microorganism. For making what? For making the mold or that dough puffed. Okay, because they reproduce very rapidly, and these microorganisms are beneficial, that's why they are useful for commercial use. And we can make wine, alcohol also by the process known as fermentation. So these are few questions you have to do. Write in the comment box. Let me see if you remember our last class or not. So this is the first question is, which bacteria help in the formation of curd? So the answer will be lactobacillus. The second one is Escherichia coli. Third one is Parallelum volutum. Fourth one is Vibrio coli. So I only talked about lactobacillus. So you will go with the answer first. The second one, the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol was called as, see, you can see the answer. It is fermentation. And now the main topic comes, medicinal use of microorganism. Before going to that, let me show you some pictures. Are you able to see the picture? What happened to this baby? She is keeping this thermometer in her mouth to measure her temperature. Okay, and why we need to measure our temperature? When we measure this temperature, we measure this temperature when we fall ill. Okay, and we take something, medicine. Okay, and that medicine, if we are having high fever, normally generally we take PCM in everything. Okay, normally every person prefer PCM. If you have headache, if you are feeling unwell, then you will take PCM. This is mindset of every Indian citizen, but you should take the remedies of the home doctor. Okay, because he will suggest you very good medicines and you will not suffer a lot from them. Okay, so you should go to doctor. So in the first one she is measuring temperature. And what do you do when you suffer from an headache? What do? You take some medicines, painkillers like Disprin. Yes, so these Disprins are like antibiotics. Okay, okay. The first question comes, why do we take medicines? So see, this is medicine, and what is the source of this medicine? The source of this medicine can be plants or animals, or we can say microorganism also. See, the main source of this medicine is microorganism, because we are talking about antibiotics. Okay, antibiotic. Generally we take it as medicine. And see, what is antibiotic? The medicine that kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganism. Okay, see, disease causing microorganisms in our body are called as antibiotics. So a number of antibiotics produced by the bacteria or fungi. Okay, generally we take this microorganism, okay, and we make some kind of medicine from this, okay, and that medicine is given to us when we suffer from this kind of bacteria or fungi. Okay, understand, when I told you about the disease caused by this bacteria and fungi. Okay, when you will be suffering from that diseases, then you will be given the what antibiotic of this bacteria or fungi. Okay, and some of you have listened some of the antibiotics known as ceftriaxone, tetracycline, erythromycin. These are the some commonly known as antibiotic which are made from fungi and bacteria. Okay, and there is few more points. The antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases. And the next point is antibiotics are even mixed with the feed of livestock to check microbial infection in animals. Okay, we put some kind of this antibiotics to check in the animal first. Okay, then we are feeded with this when we suffer from this kind of diseases. Then they are also used to control many plant diseases also. We can make the antibiotics for plant also. We can save plant from different types of diseases. So now students, there are few questions, you have to answer these questions. So see, the question is, the following is an antibiotic. Just now go in the comment box and fastly write down the correct answer. Till now I will tell you the correct answer. It is streptomycin. So question second, antibiotics mixed with the feed of livestock helps to check microbial infection in whom? Yes students, what was the answer? So we check this microbial infection in, then right answer will be animals. Okay students, everyone is with me now? Now let me show you some more pictures. Now recently we have suffered from COVID-19, so we were given something. See, the first one also is, we everyone get this thing. This is called as polio drops. Do boond zindagi ki. Have you listened this slogan also? So this polio drops, and nowadays we are getting this vaccine. Okay, this vaccine. Okay, this is of COVID-19. So what is in this vaccine? Why we called it as vaccine, not as antibiotics? Okay, so the difference between this both are, generally we make the medicine from that kind of bacteria or fungi or virus. Okay, we modify them or we make medicine from them. But in vaccine we use dead, means that particular, if we take the bacteria or that virus, we take the dead form of that virus or very weak form of that virus into our body. And what will happen if we put some another cell in our body? Our body will generate some antibody to fight against that viruses. Okay, and while fighting with that, they will make some antibody. Okay, and it will kill that virus first. Then that antibody is already in our body, and now when the original virus will enter in our body, then we already have that antibody to fight with that, so we will become safe. Okay, this is the role of this vaccine, and this is how it is different from the antibiotic. Now a question comes, why do you think children gets vaccinated with polio drops, that do not get polio ever again, but those who have not been vaccinated get affected with polio? Why it is happening? We can take the vaccine later also, when we are, means we get to know that we are getting affected by the polio. But why do the children is not affected by the polio, but who doesn't take this vaccine is affected by the polio? The reason I told you in the starting is the reason. Okay, because in the starting only, if you already have the antibody to fight with that virus, then you are already safe. But if you are not having this vaccination before, so there are no antibodies to fight with that. And when the real virus will enter into your body, so making that antibody to defend them with that virus, it will be very late, because when the virus will enter, it is very fast replicate itself and just it makes colony in yourself, okay, in your body, and it will affect your whole part. So that's why it is preferred that you have to take vaccination at the time you are told to, okay. So be cautious, this is very important, okay, you all should know about this. So what is vaccine? So vaccine is a fluid medicine that helps our body to become immune to a disease caused by certain germs, okay. And I told you that what is that fluid medicine, in that we take dead or very weak form of that bacteria or virus, okay students. To see how vaccine works. So weakened and dead diseases bacteria. See, are you able to see weakened or dead diseases bacteria introduced into the patient often by injection. So these are the very weak or dead cells. These are injected directly into our body. So our white blood cells triggers to produce antibodies to fight against these diseases. Okay, these are very weak or dead bacteria or viruses. For this, our white blood cell will come and make some antibodies. Now these antibodies are left and these dead cells are destroyed. Now these antibodies are roaming here and there, and when he will find that the real virus is coming into this, so now this antibody will help when the new viruses which are very strong will come into your body, it will defend you from that viruses, okay students. Now let's see, if the patient encounters disease later, antibodies neutralize the invading. So the diseases included like which things? See, included like cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. Okay, this can't be prevented by taking antibiotics. Okay students. Now see, these days vaccines are made on a large scale because this COVID-19 is increasing day by day, and how it is made from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. See, one of the biggest example is the mass production of Covaxin and Covishield nowadays. Okay students. Now there is a poll question, you have to write down the answer in the, you all know about that, in the comment box. So when a disease carrying microbes enter our body, the body produces A antigen, B antibodies, okay, to fight the invader. So the right answer is antibodies. So now a question is arising, what would have happened if any medicine or vaccine would not have been discovered? What different things would happen? You have to answer this in the comment box. You have 10 seconds for that. Till now I will tell you something about this. If it was not discovered, our population would have been suffered from many types of diseases, and a time would have come when the extinction of the human beings also have existence, okay, means human race also have vanished. And now anyone know who discovered antibiotic, who discovered vaccine? We will be talking about this also. So if anyone know, they can write in the comment box. Till now I will tell you about who discovered antibiotics. So in this, in 1929 there was a scientist known as Alexander Fleming, who was working on a culture of disease causing bacteria. Suddenly he found the spores of a little green mold, okay, which is algae, in one of his culture plates. Okay, he observed that the presence of mold prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, he also killed many of these bacteria from the mold penicillin was prepared. Okay, he prepared penicillin, so he discovered a antibiotic known as penicillin. Everyone have to remember this. Alexander Fleming discovered the antibiotic known as penicillin. Okay students, now Edward Jenner. So what was discovered by Edward Jenner? So Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. Okay students, everyone will be remembering this? Yes or no? I guess yes. So let's move further. So here is a poll question for you all. When was penicillin discovered? Okay, write down this in the comment box. Let me check your response. Is it correct or not, or it is clear or not? So the right answer of this question is in 1929. Who discovered? Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin in 1929. Now see, let me show you something. So overall the medicinal use was antibiotic was discovered by Alexander Fleming, penicillin in 1929. Vaccine was discovered by Edward Jenner, smallpox vaccine in 1798. So in this, antibiotics medicine kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganism, and in the vaccine medicine that help our body to become immune to a disease caused by certain bacteria or viruses. So students, now you have to tabulate difference between antibiotic and vaccine with appropriate examples. So okay, you all have to write this definition of antibiotic and vaccine in the comment box, then from which it is made up of and the examples of this. Okay students, for now I will be concluding our lesson with giving some homework. So the answer is, the first one is the activity. You have to visit a doctor nearby your locality and you have to find out why antibiotics should not be overused. Okay, and you have to prepare a short report on that. It is very useful. It will be very useful for you in the higher classes. You will know about many things about antibiotics. And the second question is, you have to prepare a list for all the diseases against which you have been vaccinated along with the microorganism that cause the particular disease. And the third one is, you have to write 10 lines on the usefulness of microorganism in our lives. Okay, and now the last one is very interesting. You have to watch the YouTube video on Edward Jenner, who discovered smallpox vaccine. Okay students, will you be doing that? I am thinking that you will do. Now for now, let's conclude this, and thank you. We will be meeting in the next lecture with a new topic which will be very interesting. For now, I'll take a leave. Thank you students.